Don't come to America right now. I mean, all the obvious reasons why. This is not safe for you.
My heart is broken. If you're planning to come to the United States for any reason, for visiting, for sporting events, don't come. It's not safe. This administration has made it very difficult to make this country safe, regardless of who you are and where you come from. They're targeting everybody.
So I've canceled my next trip to the United States. I was meant to be going there in later April. I was looking forward to it as well, like going to Boston, New England, beautiful places, lovely people. In fact, I even have both friends and actually some relatives in Maine, but I've canceled it because ICE or whatever the hell it is detaining people. I mean, they detained a young Canadian for 10 days. They apparently arrested a bunch of Germans recently. They're going through people's phones. Like, this is meant to be the United States is meant to be the beacon of democracy and freedom and so forth. Well, it is anything but. This is what fascism actually looks like.
So y'all know them travel advisory reports that the United States loves to push out, basically telling us to not go to certain places because they're violent or it's not safe. Yeah, so the Department of Commerce has now issued a report showing a growing list of countries advising their citizens to not come to the United States, to not come and visit the United States. Yeah, now we are not the safe country.
Greetings, my lovely people, and welcome back. So the world is turning away from the United States, something that nobody thought about it. Once seen as a land of opportunity, freedom, and dreams, now more countries are warning their citizens against traveling there, It started with Canada boycotting American products and discouraging travel to the US. But now it's spreading fast. Countries like Europe, Asia, and even parts of Africa are now telling their people to not travel to the United States as it's no longer safe, Let's get to see the reactions, then we come back with commentary, and kindly hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments, all right? Let's dive into it.
While MAGA diehards keep chanting, "We don't care," every time someone points out the cost of Donald Trump's policies, international tourists are quietly delivering the one response that matters in Trump's America, which is they're not coming to the United States for vacations. We have new data now from the World Travel and Tourism Council. The U.S. is on track to lose over $12 billion in international travel spending this year. That's a decline of 7%. It's not because suddenly the sand on the beaches is no good. It's not because the theme parks got rid of everybody's favorite ride. It's because the rest of the world sees what the United States under Donald Trump has become: expensive, hostile, and unstable. And they're voting with their passports. Of the 184 countries surveyed, the U.S. is the only one with an absolute decline in international visitor spending. According to the WTC's CEO, quote, "The U.S. has firmly got a 'we're not open for business' sign right now." And that's correct. Germany has updated its travel advisory after several Germans were detained at the U.S. border. Canada, which used to be exempt from most of the short-term visa requirements, now has to register and submit fingerprints for any visit longer than 30 days. That's new under Donald Trump. You've got Canadian airlines canceling routes due to declining demand. Vehicle traffic at land crossings is down significantly from Canada. So these are not anecdotes. This is an economic warning siren. The largest travel economy in the world is bleeding visitors. And MAGA's response is always, "So what? We don't want sissy Europeans and liberal Canadians coming here."
Canada and the Canadian people, your boycott on tourism in the United States explained right now. Canada and the Canadian people, let's do some hard numbers. Last year, 2024, you brought in $20 billion in money to the United States with your tourism, okay? And purchasings of stuff around the tourist industry. That's a lot. Whether you're talking about going into different national parks, you're talking about going to Disney World, anything. $20 billion last year, okay? What does that look like in the practicality? That was 140,000 jobs that were created to support you guys coming into the continental United States. What does that look like as far as we had 20 million Canadians coming into the United States. Now, I've been posting about Canada and the outcome of the boycott, and I've had hundreds of people commenting about how they're traveling to other countries to spite the boycott and make sure they didn't spend their money in the United States. Canada, please comment.
Nobody wants to come to the U.S. anymore. At the beginning of 2025, tourism was estimated to be up about 6.2% this year. So going into 2025, we're going to see a 6.2% increase in tourism. By August, tourism is down almost 8.2% at a loss of $12.5 billion. Nobody wants to come here to this. Who would want to come to a police state nation where the National Guard and all the police and federal agents and ICE are picking people up in masks and people are being detained and disappearing? You got law enforcement on every corner. Who would want to spend their vacation here and deal with that? Who would want to bring their family to a police military zone? Hell, the citizens in the cities aren't even coming out no more. They're staying in the house because they don't want to be bothered with all the stress and BS coming from all the officers detaining people, pulling people over, stopping people, walking up to people sitting on park benches. What's going on? Who would want to be in this type of environment? Like, everybody around the world hates us right now, and they're looking at us just waiting for us to implode, honestly. Both our neighbors to the north and south, Canada and Mexico, want nothing to do with us, don't want us there, and they don't want to come here. They don't want to do business with us. Nobody is feeling any kind of love for the U.S. right now because of our, I won't say, just DJT. Let alone the fact that nobody wants to do business with us due to the tariffs that you impart. So now that you've put the tariffs on everyone, nobody wants to hire. Nobody has money to make new jobs. Nobody wants to import. Nobody wants to export. Nobody wants to deal with the U.S. We look like a country on the edge. We look like we have no idea what's happening in the world. We have incompetent leadership, turning a blind eye to genocide, turning a blind eye to people suffering, rounding up their own people, citizens, veterans, unfortunate, underprivileged, people that fell victim to this system. And there's no heart, there's no intellect, there's no empathy, nothing being shown to the citizens here from the administration that's in charge.
Mexico is reaping the benefits of a U.S. travel boycott. According to the Financial Times, Canadian travel to the U.S. dropped over 13%. It's projected to drop even further. And that's not a fluke. Canadians are intentionally boycotting the United States over Trump's policies. Instead, they're heading south. Travel to Mexico being up more than 15%, and searches for places like Cancun, Sayulita, and Mexico City skyrocketing. Mexico's tourism secretary literally said Canadians are choosing friendlier policies. And airlines are listening. They're pulling back flights to the US and adding new ones to Mexico. And it's not just Canadians. People all over the world are ditching US travel. Flights to the US have already dropped nearly 25% this year alone. They just do not want to support the United States right now, and for good reason. Hyatt and other hotel chains have even come out and said that they're seeing demand shift drastically. So yeah, while America First might sound good for a campaign slogan, when it comes to tourism, it's sounding like America Last.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now, those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach towels. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy. You think people got beach money right now? People can't even afford to go outside. And all those Trump tariffs, those weren't on corporations. Those were Trump taxes on us. Prices went up, jobs got cut, and now folks are choosing between groceries and gas, not plane tickets to Clearwater. And y'all made Florida a hostile environment, honestly. And not just for immigrants, but also for black people, LGBTQ, teachers, hell, even librarians. Y'all made the beach a battleground. So now it's just you and those overpriced souvenir stands collecting dust. And now conservative business owners are mad. But they're mad at the consequences of the policies that they voted for. Baby, this ain't karma. This is cause and effect. Conservative policies destroy communities, period. So ask yourself, how long are you guys going to continue to vote against your own business?
Well, folks, here's the truth. Donald Trump's policies didn't just close our borders. They wrecked our economy. Tourism to the United States is down 61%. That means empty hotels, shuttered restaurants, and millions of jobs lost in cities like Las Vegas, New York, Miami, and right here at home. Why? Because Trump made America unwelcoming. His trade wars, his anti-immigration rhetoric, his fear-based policies drove tourists and businesses away. While Europe and Asia recovered, we fell behind. I'm running for Congress to change that, to open our doors, rebuild our reputation, and bring jobs back to the communities that depend on tourism. We're going to replace fear with opportunity and isolation with leadership. America should be a place the world wants to visit, not avoid. And under Democratic leadership, it will be again. Let's bring the world and their dollars back to America. Let's get to work.
So the United States, since Donald Trump has taken over, has lost $12.5 billion. That's right, a staggering $12.5 billion in lost tourism revenue. The loss is attributed to factors such as Trump-era tariffs, immigration crackdowns, and the new $250 integrity fee. So that's a 22.5% decrease in international visitors just since Donald Trump's taken office.
I just heard about 2 German young men who flew in to Honolulu Airport who were detained by ICE. They were questioned for hours. They were strip searched, naked, strip searched. They were placed in green jumpsuits and they were put in a holding cell with criminals. Don't come here. It's not safe. It's not safe for me. I'm born and raised here. It's not safe for me. It's definitely not safe for you. Please, 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 please. Don't come here right now. Don't come here right now.
This goes out to all my people who have plans to come to the United States or want to come travel to the United States and are like on the fence about it and don't know what to do with everything going on here. Don't come. My recommendation is to 100% boycott this country. Do not spend any money here. Do not plan any travels here. Show them that the world does not need the United States, because they don't. So please just boycott.
You can blame this on ICE aggression, unpredictable detentions, and border crackdowns that have made it even legal travelers feel targeted and unsafe. Imagine saving 4 years to visit Disneyland or New York only to end up being stopped, questioned, or detained because of your passport. For years, the US was a heartbeat of global tourism. Millions visited every year, boosting local businesses, hotels, restaurants, airlines, and creating jobs. But under President Trump's policies, that welcoming image has faded. Tariffs, trade wars, and a culture of hostility have led America isolated and uninviting. And the result, the world is watching and walking away. The numbers tell the story. Tourism is down. Investments are down. International students who used to flock the American universities are choosing other destinations like Canada, Australia, and Europe. Airlines are cutting routes. Hotels are seeing lower occupancy rates. Cities that once thrived in international visitors, places like New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Miami, are now feeling the heat. Every missed flight, every cancelled booking, every lost tour, it all adds up to billions of dollars drained from the US economy. But this isn't just about money, it's about image. For generations, America sold itself as the world's most welcoming nation, but now under the new political climate, they feel like a memory from another era. When countries start issuing travel warnings against the United States, it's not just a sign of fear, it's a sign of lost trust. It says to the world that the US is no longer the safe haven it once was, and it goes deeper. Investors see the same thing. Why invest in a country where trade policies can flip overnight, where allies become enemies, and where tariffs and political feuds dictate the economy. This has left a ripple effect to the economy. Job losses, small towns shutting down, luxury hotels facing low visitors. When people no longer feel safe to visit, when countries tell their citizens to stay away, when investors pull their money out, it's a warning sign. A warning sign that the so-called greatest economy in the world might be standing on shaky ground. If this trend continues, the US risks losing not only tourism and trade, but something more valuable, global respect. And once that's gone, rebuilding it won't be easy. The United States was once the symbol of freedom, dreams, and opportunity, but now under this leadership, is being seen as a place of fear, division, and hostility. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.